But to back up a second, what I'd really like you to do, if you don't mind, is to, just tell us about the life of your son. What was he like growing up? What was his joys, his passions? What did he want to do? What was he like as a person?
Christopher was a delightful child. He was very talkative. He was very engaged. He started playing soccer at a very early age. He had two older brothers, and they played with him all the time.
So he was the youngest.
So he was the youngest, and they did not give him any breaks because he was the youngest. I remember walking out into the front yard one day, and they'd set up goals on both ends of the front yard, and Christopher's actually in the box, and he's 3. And I said to Matthew and Daniel, Daniel, who would have been 5 years older than Christopher, and Matthew, who was actually 10 years older than Christopher, I said, what are you guys doing? Why do you have him in the box? Well, he wants to play, Mom, and if he's going to play with us, he's going to play. Well, what that did for Christopher, it made him an excellent soccer player. He played up his entire career because he had 2 older brothers that he had to keep up with, and he did an admirable job of it. He was very engaged. He was just this, had a great sense of humor and this infectious laugh. Even if you didn't know what Christopher was laughing about, it brought a smile to your face. And as he grew older, I don't think that changed very much. He was very family-oriented. Family was very important to Christopher from the time he was a little guy. And he especially had a great relationship with children and older people. My grandparents, who were much older by the time Christopher was born, he was very patient and very kind and loving with them. He would spend lots of time with my grandmother as kind of dementia began to take over her life. Christopher would sit on the arm of her recliner and just make her laugh. Just, sit there for hours just making her laugh and entertaining her. Children always gravitated towards Christopher because he would sit there, and when no one else wanted to pay any attention to them, he'd play the video games with them. He'd pass the soccer ball back and forth in the yard with them. And he did that with his nieces as well, who were smaller. He would teach them those basic rudimentary soccer skills, and he had the patience. Christopher was a very kind and very giving young man.